If you get nothing out of this video, please go to Coinbase. Do yourself a $100 favor. Buy $100 worth of Dogecoin on Coinbase. Get yourself into their promo. Worst case scenario is, by the end of next week, it'll probably be worth, 110, 115 bucks.
Ain't that right, little fella?
He ain't lying.
Welcome back, everybody! Alright, so, haven't done a video in a couple weeks, but the main thing in my life right now is the Dogecoin! Doge, woof woof, to the moon! Or as Arsenio Hall would say, let's check in with the Dog Pound!
It's Arsenio Hall! Welcome to a very special recreation of the Arsenio Hall Show. Let's find out who the Dog Pound is tonight. There they are.
On my last video, I think Doge was at 34 cents. I'd been trading about 33, 34 all week. Over the last week, it's been trading pretty much 35, 36. And then this week, it's been trading pretty much 37, 38. So, as you can see, it's going up. It's going to the moon. And Coinbase, which is the largest crypto trading website, is doing a promotion right now with they're giving away a first place prize of $300,000 in Dogecoin. They're giving away 10 second place prizes of $30,000 in Dogecoin, and then I think they're giving away $6,100 in Dogecoin. And all you have to do to qualify is start an account with Jeep Girl. No, don't start an account with Jeep Girl. Start an account with Coinbase and buy at least $100 in Dogecoin. There's a little thing. Once you open up an account with Coinbase, they'll send you an email that says, hey, this is our promo that we're running. $100. You can win all this in Dogecoin. Drop $100. Worst thing that can happen to your $100 is, I don't know. Maybe it goes up to, it's trading at 37.5 cents when I left the house. Maybe it goes up to 39.40 cents. Maybe, you make 15, 20 bucks.
Ain't that right, little fella?
He ain't lying.
Probably the worst that can happen to you. So anyway, if you're watching, please buy some Dogecoin on Coinbase. Get yourself entered into their little promotion. I'm all in. I'm all in with Dogecoin. I sold all my Bitcoin. I sold all my stocks. I am all in with Doge. Woof woof to the moon. Where's the Dog Pound at?
Let's find out who the Dog Pound is tonight. There they are.
I'm very excited about this. Everything that I've been watching, all the analysts on it. Here's my key thing though is, for the last couple weeks, all I read about, with the Wall Street Journal and with the Motley all these people that are heavily invested in banks doing well and in Wall Street doing well, they're terrified of this. They say, oh, it's going to crash. You can't do this. We're going to do sanctions. They don't like it. And like the old saying goes, when you're receiving a lot of flack, you're over the target. So they don't want us. And yeah, granted, the SNL thing with Elon Musk didn't go over well, and that's good. They shouldn't get it. All of those people should be out of it because they're afraid of cryptocurrencies. They being people that are heavily vested in banks and in the stock market. They are scared out of their absolute minds about cryptocurrencies because, and of course the government is too, because we get to control what our dollar is worth. That's what scares the ever-loving dickens out of them. Scares the ever-loving dickens out of them. Scares the ever-loving dickens out of them. So Joe Biden is printing off trillions of dollars, which is causing inflation at a rate not seen since Jimmy Carter, making your dollar more worthless every day. Meanwhile, the money that I've invested in Doge is up 15%. Is your dollar worth 15% more today than when Joe Biden came into office? No. Just take gas prices. Yeah, so that was me filling up my work truck. Thank you, Joe Biden. That was last week. I'm like, holy cow, $4.20 for gas? Hey, I know everybody loves, oh, it's $4.20, ha ha ha. Hey, it ain't ha 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 when you're paying $4.20 for gas. So, anyway, not to get too political, but this is what any of the naysayers about cryptocurrency, either they don't understand it, they're like, wait a minute, so you don't need the government to tell you what to do? So, everybody in the community gets to determine how much their dollar's worth? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, good, don't buy it. More Dogecoin for me.
Fuck that. I keeps it real.
So, Dogecoin to the moon. I love it.
Let's find out who the dog pound is tonight. There they are.
Then some other things happened in Southern California news this week. Lebron James, come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. What do you think, huh? 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 Come on, man.
Like, what was that one Fox News reporter said? Just stick to your thing. Stay in your lane. Dribble the damn ball, make baskets.
Fuck that. I keeps it real.
So, they're up against the Phoenix Suns. It's like almost 6 minutes left in the game, and he just walks out. He's like, well, we're down. Fuck it, I'll just walk out. I'm like, bitch! When I was playing sports, and when I was in the Marine Corps, if you had enough energy to walk away with 6 minutes left on the clock, if you had that kind of energy left over, then you had enough energy to get out there and help your fucking team. I don't care if your leg got cut off and you couldn't walk, then you could be there for moral support, because sports are not just physical, they're actually like 90% mental. And when your star player walks off the court when you got almost 6 minutes left, what does that tell the rest of your team? Fuck it. We lost, just give up. You look at any comeback story in the history of sports. Have you ever seen a movie where, hey, there's 3 seconds to go, you're down by 6, you got 58 yards, the team is beat up, they haven't won a game all season, this is the last game of the season, but they're like, hey, if we could suck it up for these last 6 seconds, make this one touchdown, at least we could say we won one game this year. And this dumb motherfucker can't even, this is your playoffs. You're trying to get to the next round. It's fucking LeBron. Maybe if you stayed off the Twitters and quit trying to abolish the police, and maybe, I don't know, instead of pretending like you're reading a book on Malcolm X where the spine isn't even cracked on a book, yeah, that's a fucking thing. For those of us who read books, it's real easy to tell if somebody's read a book or not. Where they're like, oh yeah, I'm reading this book, and you look at the back of the book, which is called the spine. That's the part where all the letters are printed on when it's on the shelf. The thing where you can read, that's called a spine of a book. When that shit isn't even cracked, means you haven't done shit. You haven't read shit. Maybe or something, you know, the art of war, or, you know, or maybe read some game theory, something that's going to apply to your craft, instead of a book that allows you to virtue signal just because you're holding it in your hands. What do they call him? Labritica, Lebronica, they have a bunch of different girly names for him, and he's one of those what we call front runners. They're the people that, as long as they're in the lead, they're fine and they'll stay in the lead. The minute one person does anything a little bit better than them, they just give up because they're weak-willed. They have no intestinal fortitude, which makes them a bitch.
Fuck that. I keeps it real.
So, speaking of bitches, Gavin Newsome, the governor of California, in order to try to hold off his recall election that's coming up very shortly, is doing some kind of lottery drawing thing where he's giving away millions of taxpayer dollars for people that get vaccinated. So he just had his first little game show moment where they gave away like $5,000, $50,000 prizes to people who got vaccinated. I'll put in a little clip right here.
So 70+% of Californians 18 and over, adults, have received at least one dose. We are seeing vaccination rates across the spectrum improve, particularly in Black and brown communities, though we recognize we still have more work to do in that space. We realize we need to do a little bit more than just our traditional outreach efforts with community-based organizations, our outreach efforts in language, knocking on doors, phone banking, and all of the pop-up sites and walk-in sites, school-based sites, synagogue-based sites, church-based sites, and partnerships. And that's when we decided to move forward with incentives. But we are where we are, and incentives have long worked, and incentives are indeed what we are advancing here today.
Man, that was annoying.
Now, obviously, I switched out the sign language lady for the one from Airplane 2, but only because I know that's what the sign language lady was actually thinking. Fucking jerk off. This guy's masturbatorial skills are off the freaking chart. This guy cannot quit masturbating himself in public. Oh, look at me. I'm Gavin Newsome. I'm giving away money. Anytime they ask him a question like, hey, are you giving away all this money because you're about to get recalled? He's like, nah. And then he just drones on for 15 minutes and about how wonderful he is. Gavin Newsome is the worst governor since Gray Davis.
Ain't that right, little fella?
He ain't lying.
And we got rid of him, we got Arnold, and then what happened? We actually had a decent economy for 8 years here in California. Gavin, if you want to stave off the recall election, just take $1 off of our gas taxes. I think the last I checked, I think in California we pay about $2, a little bit over $2 in state taxes for every gallon of gas. Hey, you know what? Do this. Just say, hey, you know what? California, I'm going to do something that nobody's done in, I don't know, years. I'm going to take $1 off of a gallon of gas so that us poor working people in the middle class don't have to pay $120 to fill up for a week to go to work. You know, I don't need a $50 gift card from Gavin Newsome to get a vaccine. If I want to get a vaccine, I'll go get it because it's good for my health, or because I'm afraid of dying. But I'm in good health and I'm not afraid of dying. And I'm not afraid of COVID. I'm sure I probably already had it. You know, there was one day when I didn't feel too swell, and I had the chills, and, you know, didn't have a fever, but wasn't feeling particularly well. So I took a day off of work, 3-day weekend. I felt fine.
That's all I have to say about that.
And to close out our rant, no rant by me would be complete without exposing the absolute idiocy that is AOC. Welcome back, everybody, to a little episode I like to call Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a lying horseface asshole. She puts the C in idiocy. So she had a press conference, and this is that dumbass shit. She has the ineptitude to get in front of people with cameras. She knows they're recording her, and she says, well, if we close all the jails, there will be less crime.
If we want to reduce violent crime, if we want to reduce the number of people in our jails, the answer is to stop building more of them. The answer is to make sure that we actually build more hospitals, we pay organizers, we get people mental health care and overall health care, employment, etc. It's to support communities.
You know, instead of spending that money on jails and prisons, let's spend that money helping people. This is how dumb she is. That's, hey, AOC, you dummy. You big dummy. You lying horse face asshole. Closing jails and prisons to prevent crime is the exact same thing as closing bars to prevent alcoholism. If you close the jails, the people will still commit crimes because they are criminals. There is almost nothing that you can do to change a criminal mindset. It's something that's wired weird. It's something that's extremely difficult to change, which is the exact same thing as saying, well, if we close all the bars, we won't have alcoholics. Alcoholism is a messed up wiring in your brain. You can't change the behavior by closing places down. That's not the way it works. It's the same kind of mental problem. It's extremely difficult to change those behaviors. That's why, what do they say, like the relapse rate of drug addicts, it's like saying giving people free needles, like in San Francisco, giving people free needles will stop drug use. No. It's all the same. This is the human condition. You cannot cure the human condition by closing jails, by closing bars, by giving people free needles. It doesn't matter. They're just going to share the free needles. So, anyway, that's my rant for the week. If you get nothing out of this video, please go to Coinbase. Do yourself a $100 favor. Buy $100 worth of Dogecoin on Coinbase. Get yourself into their promo. Worst case scenario is, by the end of next week, it'll probably be worth, $110, $115.
Ain't that right, little fella?
He ain't lying.
Cash it out. Nothing ventured. Nothing lost.
That's all I have to say about that.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.